The IRS's reaction, they've been in the meetings that we have had, and unfortunately their hands are tied as well with these laws. We go to them and we say, we have evidence of this, the identity has been stolen, there's been a fraudulent tax return filed, and they say thank you. We can't share any information with you because of the restrictive laws.
Chief, who is to blame for this happening? Where is the hole in the system that's allowing this to happen?
Well, from my perspective, from where I stand, the hole in the system is in those restrictive laws. Obviously, they were put in place to protect the citizens, but in turn, they're being used to exploit and harm each and every one of us.
Chief, did the IRS establish some sort of threshold where they say we won't investigate anything that's worth less than such and such dollar amount?
You have to ask the IRS about that. I'm not sure. Any other questions?
Mr. O'Neill, can you speak to that at all? You seem to be a representative of the U.S. government. What's the federal government say about this?
I'm not with the IRS.
Do you have any reaction to Chief Castor saying that the IRS's hands are tied?
No, I can't comment on ongoing investigations. I'm ethically concluded, as the sheriff said.
Chief, do you have all the major players in this scheme?
No, we don't. That's one of the problems, is that this crime is so pervasive that really what the investigators had to do was to draw up boundaries or parameters and focus on those individuals that they could make cases on, because they are so difficult to make. And it's commendable that they were able to charge 47 individuals. These investigations will go on, but once again, it's the tip of the iceberg. I met with a prominent individual from the community last week, and I was asked, unsolicited, had no conversation whatsoever to do with tax fraud, and I was asked, when are you going to do something about this epidemic? High school kids are doing it now.
Chief, you've assembled a who's who of local law enforcement. Where's the IRS?
Excuse me?
You've assembled a who's who of local law enforcement, but where's the IRS today?
I don't know. They're aware that we're having this press conference.
Are they invited?
Yes. We have a great working relationship with the IRS.
Yes, Chief, could you speak to, have you been contacted by any other cities or states where people are curious, or they found this out? You've been doing this for more than a year, so obviously, I mean, law enforcement talks to each other. Right.
And I have anecdotally spoken to individuals, I've spoken to individuals and basically got back anecdotal information that says that while they have seen these crimes in their city, that it's not to the level that we've discovered. And my gut feeling on that is that this is happening in communities throughout the United States. It's just that our investigators basically have their finger on the pulse of the crime in Tampa Bay, and that we discovered the pervasiveness of it. I would be very surprised to find that this crime was centric to the Tampa Bay area. I believe it's happening everywhere.
What advice would you give those other law enforcement agencies if they're just starting out on something like this? Isn't that important if they've seen it, but they haven't acted like you did?
Well, I think it is very important, and what may cause them hesitation in investigating these is that it is so difficult. A identity theft case is not viewed as a major case to investigate for law enforcement. But as I stated earlier, these cases involving tax fraud can take months and months and still hit a dead end. So it is very difficult. I don't think that the answer lies in local law enforcement. The answer lies in changing these tax laws so that we can put an end to this fraud, not waiting for it to occur and then expecting local law enforcement to do something about it.
What specifically would you change? If you're talking, say, with Representative Castor or with Senator Nelson?
We have spoken with Senator Nelson's office frequently on this, and in fact were asked to come up and testify on this very topic some months back. But from my perspective, first of all, they need to be able to share information with local law enforcement. Internal Revenue Service has got to be able to share information because, as I stated before, it is a roadblock. As soon as we get to the investigative portion where we need the IRS assistance, we can't get it.
And what do they say at that point?
That's exactly what they say, is that we'll take the information that you have, but we can't share information back. Even Lieutenant Scott, as he stated, he was a victim of tax fraud and he was unable to obtain information on his own account.
Do they have investigators of their own?
Yes, IRS does have investigators.
Do you have any clue that they have maybe taken action on any of this?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Chief Pastor, who are these people? How do they share any type of characteristics in common, or who are these people? How would
They're the everyday part of our community. We've found this, as I stated before, to be very, very pervasive throughout the area, and it's somewhat morphed into an industry where they will recruit individuals who work in companies and businesses to get identities of individuals, either employees or patients, and then sell that information to those people that are filing the tax fraud. So it's spread.
Any advice you give the general public to keep them from having the information?
Well, that's one of the problems with the ease of obtaining information. One of the sites, as I stated before, is Ancestry.com, and they list the name and social security number of any individual who has passed away. And these tax fraud cases involve individuals who are deceased as well as living. So I'm not sure that the everyday citizen can protect themselves once they file their taxes. That's when they find out the
How many people do you think are involved in this? And I think what she was kind of asking a little bit, are these career criminals?
Yes. It's people with criminal histories, individuals without criminal histories, and as I stated before, it's very pervasive. I couldn't pick a number, just as I can't give you an exact figure of the dollar amount for the tax fraud in the Tampa Bay area over the last year. I can't tell you the number of people that are involved out there. What I can say is the $130 million that we've uncovered in tax fraud and the 47 arrests that we've made are the tip of the iceberg, in my opinion.
Chief, when you look at the charges, they seem kind of ancillary to the actual crime, like charging a killer with a broken headlight. Are you concerned at all that the ancillary charges won't stick with what really is happening? These people need to be charged federally with tax crimes? Right,
and that's something that we've looked at in this, because one of the worst things you can do is charge someone with a crime to have those charges be thrown out, and in essence just bolsters their attitude towards this kind of a crime. So we have worked very closely, hand in hand, with the state attorney's office. Every single one of these cases has been reviewed, as we have with the U.S. Attorney's Office. Every single case that we have has already been reviewed by the prosecution to ensure that it is prosecutable and that we will go forward on it.
Would it be stronger if there were federal tax charges?
I think so. I think it would be stronger. All right.
Mr. Morris, you had mentioned, to clarify, that there were some threats being made to postal carriers or postal.
Yes, as you're aware, many of these cars are delivered via the Postal Service, through the mails. And what these folks realize, part of that is these cars are in the mail trucks. So we have had several occasions where individuals have actually robbed the carrier at gunpoint, looking for these cards. We've had them approach the carriers on the street and trying to bribe them. And so that's what I refer to as far as the threats.